My guest for today is Engineer Ibrahim Yusuf. Engineer Ibrahim is a founder and president of humanitarian organization of Benishangul Nationals. Has been doing so much for the peace and security of his people. Welcome, Engineer Ibrahim.
Welcome, Mr. Warkane. I'm happy to be again here with the voice of the voiceless of Horn of Africa, and really appreciate this opportunity you're giving to us and the voice for our people.
Thank you so much, sir. We are so glad to have you all the time. As you know, Engineer Ibrahim, we do see a unique inhumanity in the Ethiopian empire. And we see the major conflicts in Ethiopia have been between unarmed, peaceful citizens and the armed illegal groups of Abiy Ahmed and his hypocrite supporters, especially the state-sponsored group called Abin and Izema. At this point, I do think that it is very clear to understand why peaceful citizens are the target, especially in Oromia, Benishangul Gums, Tigray, Kiman, Gambela, and so many other southern nationals and nationalities. Engineer Ibrahim, what is happening in Ethiopia?
What's happening in Ethiopia, we experience state terrorists. The state terrorists, they build their power on the bodies and the dead bodies of the nation nationalities. That is how they're going to stay in power. That is why they don't want to do the free and fair election. That is why they are illegally now ruling out of their own constitution, out of their own law. They did it for themselves, because the only way for them to stay in power is to kill everybody. And this is how this state built from the beginning. The foundation is built on two words: Warroballa. Invade them and kill them, and then you got their land, you got their money, you got their wealth. What is the meaning of Warroballa? Warroballa is get rid of the citizen, get rid of the indigenous, and get their wealth, get their things, and the remaining enslave them. That is what happened to us in Benishangul. That is what happened to the Gambelian, to the Oromian, to the Kimat, to the Agau, to the southern Kambata and Sidamas, and all is the same system. Never changed from the time, the era of Minilik, the founder of this terrorist state called Ethiopia. They never treated the citizen and the people who live in that territory as equal human beings like them. Even if you remember, Haile Selassie has the saying, when we make a law, we make it for you guys. We don't buy for it. This is a rooted things. This is rooted in the foundation of this. Is the only way is just kill them. Bellow. Kill them. Is what else? This is the people who are proud always with they are Zaraf.
Yeah.
They are the invader, the killer, this and just with a gun. When they dance, even they dance with a gun. And they dance while they're killing their victims. They kill people and they dance on the bodies. And they tell you that he He is rough. Therefore, I don't surprise at all to see Abiy Ahmed, who is a guy came on the wings of the Oromia people. He came on the wing of Kero, the youth, who made it, who paid a lot. They paid their life, they paid their blood and all they have, their age in jail, have been tortured, kidnapped. Accordingly, he seized the power by the help of the honest, sincere freedom fighters like Bakale Garba and Johar. They put him in that power, they put him in that place. What is the reward he gave them? What the reward? Now they are dying with hunger strike in the jail and the watch of Abiy Ahmed. We don't know where is Magarsa today. We don't know where is the 10,000 Oromo people he jailed them in one day. Do you think if this guy, he grown up in Jimma, eating from the Oromo people's hands, growing up in the Oromo area, learning the culture, knowing the language, he wasn't so having mercy for the Oromo people? What do you think for us, the people they call the slave, the people they call barrier, the people they call Shankilla, the people they call Hulet Bandera? What do you think was going to happen to us? Is for us, first, they don't even count as human beings. They call us monkeys, people who live in things, people who are eating cannabis, eat human flesh. Why they do that? Because they dehumanizing us. They making us less human. Because when you make somebody less human, is an animal. It's okay if you kill, there is no even sin about it. You don't feel guilt when you get rid of them, they kill them. You don't kill them.
Yeah.
You don't feel guilt. And all this, I blame, number one, we are the peoples who live in this territory. We never stand together to these regimes.
Yeah.
We never stand together to the regime. All because we are scattered. If I think my pain is the pain of Oromia, and the Oromia think the pain of Bani Shangul is the same Bani Shangul, and the others, even the Amaras, there are people in the Amara who are under the pressures.
Yes.
The Kokiman people and
Yes.
Ago people, they are the landowner of that area. They're being also in the same thing, under genocide, under ethnic cleansing. Because either you speak Amarinya or become taking Amara culture, or they get rid of you.
Yeah.
For us in Benishango, they didn't want us. They told us clearly, we want our land. We want your land. Matakal Yanyano. Matakal is ours. Asosa is ours. You are Sudanese, go to Sudan. They forgot that we have been exist in this land before so-called Ethiopia, so-called Abyssinia, so-called even Sudan itself exists. They forgot that we are the founder of Sudan itself. They forgot that we are here before Abyssinia itself. We have a kingdom, we have a civilization. Before they know even what is the shoes is. And the surprising, they're coming and they will tell you, you are less than human.
That's true.
When my people know how to manufacture shoes, they don't know even up to date to wear shoes. I'm not joking. I met the people and I saw them. Why are these people going this?
Yeah.
They want empty land. They want resources. They want money. They want power. And they want everybody to be enslaved for them, to work for them. This is what they want. They never have democracy. They never have freedom. They don't ever have this. And every government came, either emperor or kings or socialist or federalism, is just a name. A name is a lipstick on the pig. And the pig, because the pig is a pig. If you put a lipstick on nothing, it goes to stay pig. Ethiopian government, if they brought prosperity party or federalism party or socialist party, or everybody sitting there become the enemy of the citizen who are living in that country. Today, death all over. Tigray today, who happened to be in power 3 years ago, they are now starving. There are now 4 million Tigrayan people without food. I didn't say that, the international community said that. Their factory, their home have been stolen, have been invaded, and all this. It's just Tigray, you don't believe, 70 years we've been in power. Now, in this coming 3 years or after 90 days, they are now even, they don't have life. For us, we have been living in this for 120 years, since the time Menelik invaded our land. This is the life we live. I talk to you today. Yesterday only, I got a report. 1,200 of our young people, children and women have been displaced to Sudan. 2 days after that, 1,600 of them. I was talking to the people from Doctors Without Borders. They are telling me we are expecting a number of more than 20,000 of our people are going to be displaced because Abiy Ahmed, he is now closer to fill the dumping dam, and he wants that place area empty because he wants to build a 5-star hotel, and 5-star hotel, they don't want to see those black people there disturbing their tourists and their foreigners who are coming to tourist there. Exactly, they never thought about you make a project like this, $5 billion project. Why you didn't put part of your plan that the people who live here to protect them? We are in the West today, they are building dam too, but they put into consideration even the ant, even the animal, even the bird. They give consideration, don't disturb them. These people, they tell you, we will sacrifice a few of these people for the goodness of the greater people. That means they sacrifice Benishangul people, the Gumus people, the Batak people, the Koma people, the Mao people. They sacrifice them, let them go to hell, and then the rest of them, the Mecca and his fellows, Abiy and his fellows, the guy who said that kill them all, Adamo, Abere, and all this, the Fano terrorist army, and Amara State Terrorist Army, Special Forces Army, and Abiy Ahmed Terrorist Army, they won't get rid of them because they want that wealth.
Thanks so much, you have really outlined what is going on in Ethiopia, and I think I don't really have to repeat, but the question is, the international community could not learn how long we should see this vicious cycle that has been happening for the last 150 years, because that nation has been in the hands of immoral leaders who do not really care for human values and human life. And we do see so many baseless institutions which they have been building, like including the national media, ETV. These media are engaged in distributing fake information, fictions in that nation and around the world. They are mostly playing all kind of victim blame strategies, like you people in Benishangul have been dying for several weeks, but now they are crying that the Amharas are dying because the Benishangul people are fighting with them and killing them. That is not true. But they have the media and they just can distribute that kind of victim blame strategies. They kill unarmed people and they start crying like the victims. Especially Ethio 360, ISAT, so many faith-based institutions, including the Orthodox Church, are collaborating with that kind of strategy. Engineer Ibrahim, let me ask you again, can we call these things are new strategies of genocide in Ethiopia because the Oromos are dying on their land? Somebody came from other parts of the empire and killed them. But that those killers are crying that they are dying because Oromos are fighting. And the same is true in Benishangul. The indigenous Benishangul citizens are dying because somebody from Amara region is trying to take their land. But the Amara people are crying because the Benishangul citizens are fighting. The same is true in Gambela. And we recently saw this same issue in Tigray region. So is that a new emerging strategy of terrorism and genocide in Ethiopia? What do you think?
Yeah, it is clearly genocide. And what is going on? I will tell you things. When I blame, I say it is a systematic, structural state terrorist. Why? Because the system built on the media in their hand, the money in their hand, the power in their hand, the army in their hand, and they're attacking home. They're attacking people like us. We're voiceless. We don't have a media like them. We don't have an army like them. Nobody knows us in the world. I will tell you one story. The guy who is BBC Africa and BBC Ethiopia and BBC the world, when I told him there is a genocide going on in Benishangul, our people get killed and this, he said to me, no, you guys are the one who killing our people, you Amara's people. Why? Because he is from that tribe. He is from the tribe who's killing us. Even the international media, it is in their hand. Who's going to tell the international people that we are dying, we are got killed, we are displaced, we are in jail? Who's going to tell us? Because the local media they have, like ISAT and 360, is part of the system of kill them and cry. The international media, like Al Jazeera, like BBC, like CNN, their agencies here who are working inside the country is also from them. They're covering up. They give the news to the world they want. They tell them that the victim is the victim is the killer, which is opposite, because that victim has no gun. That victim has no media, has no money, has no power. Today, if you go to Benishangul, every warada, there is a command post of army. who count these people by number. They burn their village. They burn their crop. They burn them sleeping. Who tell this? And then they bury them. They bring the grader. They bring the grader without, there is no independent investigation for these people they killed, they buried. The grader is belong to them. That grader were digging gold with it. That is the same grader. They make a trench to throw our people inside there. There is no doctors, independent doctors, they come and see this, what the reason of these people dying. There is no independent media to go there. Okay? Today, 90 days since Abiy invaded Tigray with a collaboration with international foreigners, strangers. Is there any foreign media went there? Did they allow anybody? Why? Because they are killing people like rats. The same thing for us. Look, an organization like African Union in Addis Ababa, but there is no member of African Union can go to Oromia or to Ambo, even to Ambo, and see how Hachalu got killed. No, they don't allow them because they are all in the pocket of the system. They don't allow them. They can't go to Benishangul. They can't. Because tomorrow they will send them out. How many foreign journalists, they came from outside, they want to go to Tigray, they want to go to Oromia, they told them no. This is a locked place. This is like North Korea. Ethiopia is North Korea, where the citizens get killed because only you didn't clap your hand for the leader. This is what's going on.
Yes, sir. It's really very interesting. I all the time I remember what Zenawi said in his parliament. He said he was building the new constitution in like 90s, early 90s. He said what we have now will be gone when Oromos say enough is enough. And as he said, 3 years ago, the Kero Oromo dismantled the fake system which had been killing our people. And as you know, Zenawi was much stronger and smart guy. He had a very relatively okay, I mean, he was killing our people, but he was smart, and some of his policies are good enough to be tolerated. But this guy is extremely foolish and ignorant, and his advisors are completely misguided, and they don't really understand reality, and therefore the nation is completely dismantled right now. And the international community is watching what is happening. As you described, there is no peace in that country. There is no security. Anyone can kill you, and there is no stability, and the mutual respect among the people is gone already. So how do you think about the election plans that they are talking on the media? When we talk about election, we are dealing with comparing parties, right? There has to be competing party. All parties, competing parties are labeled like terrorists in that empire. Especially the stronger parties are in jail, or some of them are killed, and their offices are dismantled, and their members are killed, imprisoned, and or completely destroyed, like what we saw in Tigray region. So what kind of election are we talking about here? while there is no alternative party for the people, what kind of election we are talking about? Or is that just a joke?
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke, and the guy is a joke himself. Because when you say election, it is always there is an option for the people to choose. There is an alternative. There is some comparison. Now what we have is either prosperity party or none.
Exactly.
That's it. Because is everybody in the jail? Everybody is in the jail except them. Except them or the shoe polishers from other states or from other region. They didn't leave anybody. Nobody goes to compete with them. Why you think is Jawhar and Bakara Garba and all those people in jail? Because this is a people going to compete with them.
Right.
Okay. First they strip it. They are very smart. They, like Jawhar, for example, he got American citizenship. They strip him by pressuring by the media. Oh, you can't do this because you are American, and they strip him from them things, and then he become easy to swallow. They throw him in jail. See, this even Abiy, he is fooling himself. He never read the history. The problem of the dictators, they never read the history and they never learn from each other. I'll give you one story. Haile Selassie, when he got the power, but after hanging the princess. He hung her with a pillow. He got the power. You know what happened to him? When Mengistu got the power from him, he killed him and put him under his chair for 17 years. After that, Mala Zenawi came. Mala Zenawi, he should read the history. You can't make fake federalism. For us, Mala Zenawi federalism was a fake federalism because we didn't experience it in Shnqul. I went to jail and my fellow freedom fighter, we went to jail the day we signed for the referendum, for the referendum of the constitution of federalism. The day approved it, that's the day we went to jail. Even before they brought the law, they call it the law they target the opposition with this, they call it terrorist articles. Before that, they put us in jail. And then they selected hand-picked kids. Kids, they never been in a struggle. They don't know any other struggle. The kids, they just gave them cars and power and, you know what, very, very cold beer and beautiful girls and gave them their power because this one, they're going to serve their interest. This is the one who's going to kill their brothers. This is the one this is exactly what Oromo Prosperity Party, they're doing for them. Just the way now they appointed one for Tigray. Abiy, he is a magician who learned from the magic of those people before him. He just got it the same thing. When he saw the power, he said, okay, Mala Zenawi was doing like this, and Mengistu was doing like this, and Haile Selassie was doing like this. Let me do this. Only these people, we have to rule them like this. Pressure over the pressure. Killing. That's how we're going to stay in Ethiopia and the power. That's what they think. But the reality, they are dismantling this country. And this country, after Abiy, is not going to be before Abiy, to be honest with you. Because people, they have enough of it. We have enough of it. And I hear the voice of the Oromians, they have enough of it. And I hear of the Tigrayan now, even though they have been in the power, they have enough of it, because whoever goes to Arad Kilo, they have madness of the power. Abiy was able to cheat the world for a while, but the world now is understanding that he was a cheater, he was a liar, and there is no freedom, there is no election, there is nothing except ethnic cleansing and killing people. Therefore, the election is a joke because there is no other competition. There is no other options. There is no program. There is no, all the leadership, the opposition in jail. You shut up their offices. They have no right to go and advertise and compete and do anything. Then what is it? What election you are talking about? Appoint yourself, Mr. Abiy, appoint yourself a king, the seventh king, and save your money and save your things and go to your garden and plant your flowers. And yeah, you are a king, man. Who cares? Who's going to ask you? Save that money.
Yeah.
Abiy is fooling himself in thinking he's fooling our ass. No, we are smarter than you. We have been in this struggle before you were born, even. You just joined APRDF when you are 15 years old. We have been with APRDF in the bush. We came and we established this real federalism. We never been practiced. And that was the last chance for Ethiopia to practice the federalism. And they didn't practice it. They refused to do it. They want to take us back to the centralism, to take us back to this slavery. Not anymore. You guys are dreaming. We will tell you the truth now. You guys are dreaming. The end of this country, either freedom or everybody go to your mountain. There is no other option. Either full federalism with the full freedom, either other take your own and go home. Because we are in the stage of the liberation. I will tell you another story. The British colonized America. The British was colonizing this America. Leave the slavery of the black people. Michigan people and other states, 13 states of them, they told British either liberty or death. And that is how the Americans kick out the British. And that is how you see America now. America, they have a real federalism, where the state can tell the federalism no. Where the people, they are the source of the power, not all those sitting around our head. Ethiopia, they want Ethiopia to stay. It is the full federalism with full democracy, with full equality to everybody, to every citizen, or you know what? You stay home.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. You gave us very clear information. That's really nice to hear from you. And one thing that I've been thinking, these people are not ready to accept the reality. And whatever they are doing is against the fact. And the institutions, the media, everything, the leaders are fake individuals who do not really have moral value for people. But why the international community failed to learn how the Ethiopian leaders are governing, how they are messing with the people. And this can happen if it is not based on the fact and the truth. It will happen again. It will be dismantled. They build, for example, TPLF had been building their own way, but now it is gone. And these guys started, and they are even weaker. They will be gone tomorrow. For example, yesterday, the Keros started their real struggle to finish their struggle for freedom. And therefore, I don't really see the Abiy government can stay longer, because one, they are weak because of their foolish strategy. They are applying the old strategy of their masters. Like TPLF, they represented people with the wrong, like just by giving names. For example, Oromia had been in the hands of other nationals, not Oromo, the real Oromos. And these guys want to establish the same strategy, but that is too late to apply, and the people will never accept it. The Oromos have said enough is enough. And therefore, why the international community is just watching this game? And how can we convince the real issue of that empire? It's just based on fake. Everything is fake. The media is fake. The leaders are fake. And that country is behind the world. Although the natural resources we have is just enough for the whole Africa. We have beautiful weather, beautiful resources, metals, and so on. But our people are behind the world. And this is because of the leaders. So how can we convince that strategy will never work and Ethiopia is in the bad hands? What do you think?
2, 3 things. One of them, the world, especially America, was occupied with a guy who never cared about Africa. In general, the guy who called Africa the bad name, whole shit. That is why he didn't give any care for any country there, and he left them their own. But I'm very positive that Biden administration, even yesterday we hear that they're retaining the status and the friendship with Africa in general. And our job as a people in the opposition and the people who are freedom fighter in the West is to keep writing, to keep talking to the Westerner and every individual of us to go to your parliament member, either in the province or in the state or in the federal, go and talk to them, tell them the story. What happened to you? What happened to your family? What happened to your people? We need to reach our voice there. We need to talk to the Black Caucus and tell them that there is some issues here. We need to talk to the Europeans. And the other thing, the West that treated Ethiopia as a police for the Horn Africa, because they scare the terrorists, they scare this and this. We have to tell them the real terrorist we have is the government itself. Is the government who is threatening the peace and security in the area. They are the one who invented, they are the one who killing their people, they are the one who practicing ethnic cleansing. It's better for us to take a side with the peoples, not with a few thieves and killer and vampires and people they never cares except with their own power and their interest. You want to have a friendship with the West? Come and talk to us, we the people. Don't talk to these few people, because these few people, they are only keeping their interest. They're going to increase many immigrants to come to you. Why there are many Ethiopians now going to outside the country? Why the African, they're going to Europe and sacrificing their life in the Mediterranean, fishers eating them? Because we don't have freedom. Without freedom, you can't produce your own food. Because they take you to jail because for no reason. Without freedom, no education, nothing. Today, we can't communicate with our people now because there is no internet service, nothing. That we have to convince the West. Stability comes with the true elected government with a true, fair, and free election where everybody has a voice. We have to convince them with that. Otherwise, you're going to see many people are coming to your doors. They just, why the Latin American, they are marching for them. If we are closer like Latin America, we will march too. Our people will march because people are running from the government killing us. We have to tell them that the government is our enemy. The government is the one who killing us. The government is the one who terrorist. If they are not giving us safety, we the citizen, how are we going to give you safety and security for the world? Therefore, I believe Mr. Biden and the European Union, they're going to put a condition for giving aid for this government. It has to be the good governance. We have to go back for that thing. It has to be a good governance of this state where there's free and fair election. Also, we as freedom fighters, we need to call, especially in the condition we have now in Ethiopia, we need to call the world for Article 7. The world has to protect us as a citizen of the world. And I think your organization, fighting for this, we have to call. The way the world protected Darfur, we need to call the world to interfere now, to protect us in Shnqul, to protect us now in Tigray, to protect us now in Oromia. Because these people, they have a big gun and they have a media and they kept killing us and they go and cry for you guys. Even the greater they bring up with it is belong to them. That the greater they bring the machine, they own, they are the one who own it. They kill us, open the trash, bury them. Nobody asks. Is there any international body or investigation come here to see how many Gumos killed there? No. And then they bring people, they pay them money, and they tell them, hey, cry. Tell them this, the Oromo kill you, the Gumos kill you, and the Tigray kill you.
You reminded me a very interesting point, actually. You remember Abiy Ahmed, he confessed in public media that the previous government was a terrorist, was terrorizing the citizens of Ethiopia. But the fact is, what Abiy Ahmed has been doing is maybe 1,000 times so bad than what TPLF did to that nation. Why the international community failed to understand the real terrorists in that empire? We know when we talk about something, it has to be supported by data. We do have tons of data, but nobody uses that data. They prefer to listen to the fictions of the state media from that empire and other supportive and collaborative institutions who are writing fake and fiction. And sometimes they make like, they put the videos of like the drama that they produce in that empire. For example, they don't have somebody killing the Amhara or their people, but they say that the Oromo Muslims are killing the Amhara Christians or something like that. But they use fake videos and fake images from the other part of the world, like from South Africa. And sometimes they confess, sometimes they just keep doing the same thing. And Abiy told the world that his government was terrorist, but now he multiplied that terrorism multiple times. And yet,
Mr. Wolkane, Abiy was part of the EPRDF system of government.
Exactly.
He was a minister.
Yes, he was a security person.
Was a security officer.
Yes.
He was an army there. He was a colonel in the security things. That
But
means
he called,
if the previous government was terrorist, he was one of the terrorists.
exactly, just that's
The
what
world
he
need
told
to
us.
ask him, you are part of that system.
And now
Even
he's doing it much in
yes, because even when he went to create peace with Aforki,
right.
actually he didn't go to make peace for that. He
That-
make an agreement how to topple TPLF and get rid of them, the TPLF, because that's the easy way for him to have his own foundation to be a king of Ethiopia. He cheated the world.
Exactly. That's yeah, that is one key point. Let me add another one for you.
Yes.
The primary goal of just making peace with Eritrea
Yeah.
was just to dismantle OLF, because the Oromo people believe in the policies of OLF.
Yes.
And Abiy knew that. So his primary target was to dismantle and remove OLF. To achieve this goal, he had to make peace with Eritrea. That's what he did.
Yes.
And after they arrived in Finfinne, he just started his project of just putting them in jail, and then they prepared factions of other individuals of 2, 3 as OLF, but the real OLF is the people. He cannot remove that party because it's already an ideology that all Oromos believe in.
Yeah.
And this guy said in Kenya that we have to completely destroy OLF. That means he's saying that he's planning to eliminate 60 million Oromo people. But how that can be possible?
It's not. It is impossible because OLF is not a human being. OLF is an ideology.
Exactly.
And you can dismantle the building, you can dismantle, you kill the people, but you never kill the ideology.
That's true.
But there are people who are believing on this and they go through. And OLF has become a symbol for fighting for the interests of Oromo people. That's what Oromo, every single Oromo knows. Even Mala Zenawi, he said this: you can scratch every Oromo and you get under the skin, the written is Onek.
Exactly.
Is Onek. You can't kill the ideology. You can't. Only things you do, you can stop a little bit from there. You become obstacle for their growing, but the ideology is there. And freedom.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Freedom is not things you can take from people and then give it to them. Freedom is things people, they earn it and they fought for it and they get it. And that's how this world came to have today free election for getting the power, for the Black people, for the women, for different minorities. This is a long history of going on. But Abiy, he is, I told you, the guy, his experience, he has no experience ruling a country. He has no experience of politics. He thinks that by having power, by having money, by having wealth, by having this, I can control these people. No, this is a long time. Before, you have the media, only you hear the media. Now there is alternative media. There is a social media. You can't fool people anymore. If you are people before, like us, we don't have a voice, but we get a voice from other things. There is a different way to reach out to the people. What we need, brother, working now is let's work hard to tell because the Western, they have interest, they have their interest. We have to tell them that we are not going to touch your interests here. We are going to cooperate with you as far as you guys guarantee our freedom, guarantee our self-determination and self-ruling. We have to tell them this because they scare us because they know these people for long. They know the system, who are ruling system for long, and they become part of it. They to trust us, we have to tell them that give us a chance, because we are able to create stability here. We are the many, we are the people. And then with the evidence we give them, with the reality we give them. And the reality is, Ethiopia now is, everybody knows, maybe except Abiy and his circle, that Ethiopia now is in the crossroad. Everybody knows this. But because the world now is busy with Corona and the economy is collapsing, everybody they don't care really about Africa. But they should care, because in the collapsing of 120 million, that means there's more immigrants crossing to them. They have to pay attention with this. They have to pay attention.
Yes, sir. So, talking of OLF, OLF has a very interesting policy that include other nationals.
Yes.
It's not all about Oromo.
Yes.
Every citizen in that nation should have equal freedom, and they should have their own representation. That's what OLF is fighting for. But because they have media and collaborative institutions, they try to tell a different a fiction about OLF. That is what the international community failed to understand.
Yeah.
But everybody now know that except the people, the voice of the people is respected, that nation is hopeless. And it will never ever make any improvement. It will just deteriorate every day. That's what we have been seeing, observing for the last 3 years. So I think we have to conclude our discussion for today.
Yes.
But I learned that peace, security, stability, and mutual respect is evaporating in Ethiopia. Strong members of political parties like OLF and the others, KFC, are in prison, and some are being killed due to their political views, and others are in armed struggle, like what we have been seeing in Tigray, and our people are dying in Benishangul, in Gambela, in Gumus, and so on. In Kimant, people are dying. And therefore, the Ethiopian election is a foolish joke that does not improve the empire.
Yeah.
I think I want to conclude our discussion with that, but I'll give you just one more chance to say whatever you want to say. Thanks so much.
What I want to tell to our people back in Benishangul state, that this election is fake election. Don't just waste your time to go on there and go to your farm, go do your own business, because election is to have option. The same thing for the Ethiopians, the entire parts of Ethiopians in nation and nationalities. Abiy is just playing around and is foolishing you and fooling you guys. There is no election. The last parliament is 100% government, and the coming one is going to be also 100% government. And instead, you guys wasting time and giving him legality and legitimacy to kill you. Don't go and don't give him that knife to slaughter you. Don't go and participate. Just go and do anything. And go on, stay home. Stay home. If you are not able to say no, you stay home. Don't participate. This is a crime. This is a crime against humanity to give a government a tool to kill you with. Abiy is expired government. He has no legitimacy to rule Ethiopia now. And even if he did the election, he has no legitimacy to rule Ethiopia. He is a thug, has to go to the International Criminal Court the place he deserves. He and his team, all of them, they have to go there. There's a bunch of killer, the bunch of vampire who just sitting there to kill us. Don't give them legitimacy. Don't give them the knife to slaughter deal with this. They have no legitimacy if they did election or if they did do it. Because election is fairness, is through democracy, is through options. You have options. You have other parties to move freely, to speak to the constitution freely. We don't have that. Therefore, is wasting time with this guy. We all to join hands to take him to the International Criminal Court because he's a war criminal. Thank you very much for giving this Zorkane, and keep on the great job. You are the voice of the voiceless.
Thank you so much. It's really very interesting. We keep collaborating, and we just be the voice for our voiceless people.
Thank you. Thank you.
So with that, we conclude our brief discussion for today. Thanks so much, brother, and we'll keep in touch. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.